The idea behind Spidesonic is electronic music collaboration, and most of the time when people are composing or performing electronic music, they're all by themselves. They're wearing headphones, they're staring at their laptop, they're not performing, they're not playing as musicians. The idea behind Spidesonic was an idea a lot like a drum circle. You know, if we can do it with drums, why can't we do it with analog synths or drum machines or laptops? And let's just totally push the limits of what we can do with network audio, with MIDI over networking. You know, who sends MIDI to, 8 or more computers? Usually, okay, well, maybe 2 if you're a film studio, maybe 3 if you're a big Hollywood studio, but hey, let's do 16 and see what happens.
It's definitely the, first thing like this that I've ever experienced. It was awesome.
This is amazing, I couldn't expect it. This works.
Pretty awesome. Expectations met and exceeded.
It has a lot of opportunity.
It's really a great event. It's complicated.
Very interesting stuff. The fact that everybody can kind of plug in and play different things and manipulate the sound, I think is very interesting. I think it's a concept that's worth exploring.
It was a lot of fun. It was better than walking out in the heat today.
The original idea behind Spidesonic was to set things up like a spider web or spider legs, where you have something in the middle and it branches out. By defining 8, we don't have to have a discussion. Everything is 8. How many beats are we playing? 8. Okay, that's 2 measures of 4/4. Done. There's no argument. You want to play 3/4? Sorry, go away. It's not Spidesonic. How many computers do we want? 8. Okay, how many guest computers are we going to allow? 8. How many analog inputs do we want? 8. Are we going to bring in extra preamp so we can support 16? No. 8 is what you get. How many channels are we going to record? 3 times 8, 24. So all these decisions that we have to make as recording engineers, or just things we have to decide in our job day to day, there's no reason for it. Just pick a number and stick with it, and the decisions, they're not decisions anymore. They just go away and life becomes so easy.
Favorite instrument here? Probably the Dawes drums.
Yeah, the Dawes drums were amazing.
I really like the Dawes drums. They're probably going to get a lot of my money soon.
You want a pad that you can slam on.
What can I say? He's a rock star, man.
He really is.
Yeah, Dawes and STARR Labs stole the show.
I actually own Native Instruments Complete 9 at home, and I used it a lot. I actually came from another studio session before this where I was using Contact to play organ parts for a song.
I locked into Native Instruments first off because of their software licensing scheme. I mean, it sounds weird, but when you deal with software all day long and you're managing a lot of machines, when a company makes it difficult for you to buy their software, I don't have time for that. And so, for years they've had this great scheme. They kind of trust you. You sign in with your username and password, you license the machine. Works great. You lose your software license, your serial number, you log into their account. There's your license. So I started using their software and I started realizing, wow, this is really, really great. And it really took off when I was looking for the next drum machine. I started out with the Roland stuff. I moved to MPCs. I've always been big on triggering samples, but then they came out with Machina. And it wasn't necessarily about using it, but I went down and I tried it, and I'm like, okay, this thing is solid. I can play it. It's metal. I can hit the pads, and wow, they light up. This is cool. So I bought it. I was hooked, and I'm like, wow, they're hardware is good too. So I called him up and I'm like, can we get academic discounts? Okay, we'll work it out. So I bought Core 2, which we didn't get a chance to play today because we had too much gear. I bought Tractor, the S4. I have one of everything that Native Instruments makes. And then I started talking to them directly. Egbert came all the way here from Berlin to visit. Very nice. Managed to set us up with a bunch of Reactor licenses for our computer lab. I'd never really been big on Reactor. We're a Max MSP and PD shop here at UCSD. Started using Reactor and I'm blown away. I spend all day long fixing things. I don't want to fix things when I'm working on software. I want to build an instrument and use the instrument, and that's what Reactor is really good at. Then Mate came to visit us, and he showed me Monarch that they had just released, and it's a kind of a replacement for the Mini Moog, and I have a Mini Moog from 1971, software version. He had it on his MacBook Air. We plugged it in. I was blown away. I'm like, wow, this is great. What's the deal on Monarch? Can we get an academic discount or whatever? So they helped us, and I got Monarch into all the labs, and I thought, this would be great for a jam. I can't afford 8 or 16 or 24 Mini Moogs, but I can afford 8 laptops, which is a weird way of looking at it. So we set up Monarch on a bunch of machines, and one of my favorite parts about this afternoon was when Aldrin walked in, late, 5:30 walks in. I hand him the wireless MIDI keyboard. It's hooked into Monarch. He's a great pianist. He can't even see the screen, but he can change patches and he can turn knobs and he can make noise. And it was just, I think that's what Spidesonic is about. You show up 3.5 hours late and you can still participate and it sounds good.
What can I say about Trevor? I mean, he's like Q from James Bond with audio equipment.
Trevor's awesome. I think he's some kind of robot sent from the future to educate us on music and telematics and networking.
I think Trevor did a phenomenal job.
He did an amazing job as always.
I should thank Brady and the Department of Music. Part of putting on an event like this is, we're missing 1/8 inch headphone extender. Do we have time to run to Radio Shack? No. Does Brady have one? Yes. We need some speakers. We need an extra pair of speakers so that when the computers crash, the analog stuff can continue to operate. Brady has speakers, Department of Music. We need to thank Cal IT for, allowing us to be in this great space. Shiroki Adagari, who's running the initiative for digital exploration of the arts and sciences. This is a great series. The idea that people can propose, hopefully collaborative events and have access to space for several days, secure space with speakers, with DMX lighting, iPad controlled lighting, these little things that take it beyond what you can find in a bar or a venue that you would perform in as a band.
I really wish that there was something like this just kind of set up and able to happen all the time.
I would love to do this again.
Yes, I would like to do again.
I would love to come to Spidesonic again. This is my second one.
I'm looking forward to Spidesonic 4.
My idea coming into this, and actually going into the last one, was I'd love to do this every 3 months. Doesn't necessarily need to be the same size, could be anywhere. Keep it going.